Hey, it's Doodlebomb here, and you remember how I teased the last video that I was going to show you how I made this clock? This clock. Well, there it is, and I'm going to show you how I did it. This will not be a full tutorial because I'm still learning how to use Cricut, and I definitely made mistakes, which you'll see later, but I just wanted to give a little overview of what I did. So you may be wondering, why make an Uncharted clock? Well, I have two reasons. The first is because whenever I do future projects where I'm going to make a time lapse and I speed it up by 16 times, if I have a clock on the side, you will be able to see how much time I actually spent building or painting or whatever I'm doing. The second reason, if you remember, when I was making the font video, I mentioned how cool would it be if I made an Uncharted keyboard. Because would that not be amazing if I could make an Uncharted keyboard? Well, I've actually been thinking about that nonstop since before I even made the font. I mean, I made the font because I wanted an Uncharted keyboard, if I'm being honest. But to make a whole keyboard, you have to figure out how to use some sort of tools to make the keycaps and the legends on the keycaps. So one solution I found for that was to use a Cricut machine. And so, really, this clock project was just a way for me to get familiar with the Cricut, and I'm going to have to keep practicing with it to make it to where it will actually cut out super tiny letters to go on keycaps. Doing test run projects like this are so helpful. I mean, especially when you're learning how to use new tools and things like that, but then it lets you see the entire process. For instance, I had to make my font the correct size whenever I first designed it for the printout for the clock, and I had it exact measurements, perfect, amazing. I loved it. I actually used measurements when I organized it. But the problem was when I then imported it into the Cricut app to then make it work on the Cricut, I accidentally resized it. So all of my letters turned out way bigger than I originally intended because I didn't realize I was changing their size when I imported it into the Cricut app and was formatting it. So that's why all the letters are pretty big and they don't fit as nicely as they could have. So while it didn't turn out exactly the way that I wanted it to, it was a great learning experience, and can you imagine if I had spent the time to cut out every single keyboard letter and then found out the resizing issue? That would have been awful. And there it is. It's done. Could it be better? Probably. Does it serve its purpose? Definitely. And am I now a master of the Cricut? Absolutely not. If you are new to the channel, I'm doing a Year of Uncharted challenge where I make one Uncharted project a week for all of 2025. If you want to see more projects like this, please consider liking and subscribing. Also, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. If you like this content and you would like to support me, please consider buying me a coffee or getting some of my art on Redbubble. I'll have links down below.